Recording in progress after we call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. The first thing is additions or deletions to the agenda. Meredith, you all good?
I'm good.
You guys good?
Yep. We're good.
Okay. Mike, you good? See if Mike can.
All good. Just assume I'm good with most things. Unmuting this can be an issue.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Hey, wait.
Okay, if there's no additions or deletions to the agenda, we got members of the public and members of the staff. I see none of either. There's nobody else there?
That's it.
Wow. Well, when you call school off, we really call school off.
It literally
They
just
done
went
that?
up 6 o'clock.
No. I was gonna say, well, you just let the cat out of the bag, Rich.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you were a minute, yeah, I got it on my phone.
Okay. So old business, IB committee survey update. So do you know how many we got?
Are they survey responses?
Yeah. Is there any more since our last meeting?
Under 40 total responses. I don't know the exact number. I know that Renee met with Sampson today, and Renee have scheduled a meeting for the committee to meet. Is it next week, Trace? Yep, next week. And then they'll have some.
No,
No,
she's shaking
she's
her head
saying
no
no.
now.
No?
It's Thursday.
This week, okay. Well, it'll be before the next board meeting. They'll have the data rate breakdown, and I'll come back and present to you guys.
Okay,
for that.
excellent.
Yep.
And that's Meredith is on that and Kate.
Yep.
From our, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And I think Kendra Urquhart was also included. There was another.
There's Kate.
Oh, I see Kate's puppy.
Another community member who's also on it.
Okay. Act 73 updates. Wow. It's nice to have no update, isn't
There's
it?
not really not much to talk about. The task force homework was due today, so that was the deadline. So I guess they submitted the.
Was there a final report?
Yeah, well,
see it,
they revised it. I started
think-
watching it, but couldn't quite stay awake. So anyway, it was just some revisions from the last one, and some things they talked about, but that was submitted, and
It was that report that Holcomb
Yeah.
and company did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, CES. What did that stand for? That the something. It was the one that they had done that gave an outline for.
Yeah, but they don't call it a BOCES. They have a different name for
Yeah,
it.
cause
Yeah, it's a
something
collaborative.
CES.
educational
Services.
services.
Right.
Yes,
So
so
you
that
were right.
it was more like a roadmap, for
Right.
voluntary mergers and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Is there any questions from anybody on the Act 73 updates? Budgeting, planning, input under new business. Heidi, how are you?
I'm good, Rich. I'm here.
Cool. And you got an SU budget all done, huh?
I did, thank you.
And we only have 2 budgets now, huh?
Correct.
Makes
Yes.
it easier. We don't have one we're voting on in the spring anymore.
I'm thankful.
You're welcome. But that was Bob in West River.
Team effort.
So budget planning input, enrollment projections. So Bob has in our packet Kate, Mike, and Meredith. Did you get the projections that Bob sent out for enrollment for the next few years?
It's linked here.
It's linked on your. It's the blue underlined on the agenda. Can you put it up on the
Yes.
screen? Okay, so you guys can see that. Somebody else joined us. Who's that?
Alan Block.
Anne Marie.
And Anne Marie Scott.
And then, okay, we'll get to them in a minute then. So if you guys can look at that, Bob, you want to explain to us what this all tells us?
Yeah, so this is a 3-year current year, and then the next 3 years projections for enrollment. These are based on town recorded births and current enrollment. What this does not take into account is students who live in the district but don't attend, in other words, home study kids, or families who choose to just, take their kid to private school somewhere.
Who can come in at any time?
Who could show up at any time, right? Or people could move out or vice versa. But these are just projections. They're not meant to be 100% accurate. They're a projection based on best information. So you can see the first page is sort of the 2 schools in the district combined, and you can see the number this year is at 124, and over the next 3 years, it goes up a bit to 133, and it comes back down to 126, and then settles in at 113. And that's the totals. And you see, if you're curious as to how to read this, the ones that say enrollment and then the not enrolled yet, you have to add those together to get to the total.
Because those are students that aren't into the system yet,
Right,
but
they're
are
younger.
like
Yep.
2 years old. Or
Correct. Yep. And we can't really go much beyond the 3-year projection because we're talking about pre-K 3 and those kids aren't born yet, so we don't really know. But the key part to this is when you flip the page and look at page 2, this shows you the school buildings themselves. And again, this is not residence. This is, if you have a choice student who lives in Wardsboro goes to Dover, or vice versa, they're reflected in the school they attend on these charts. So you can see Dover only, and you can see Wardsboro only with those same projections, and you can see that in essence Dover's numbers are going up with a high next year and then declining slightly, but still higher at the end than they are currently, whereas Wardsboro is projecting the other direction, going down to as low as 25 in 3 years. So these projections were done by Samson Sherman, who's our IT analyst, using the birth rate data that was provided to him by Lori and Jen from the towns. So we thought we would share that as you guys start to think about budget season.
So just a little background. Years and years and years ago, Dover School was looking at doing an addition. And we had a gentleman who was an investment person. And he projected that Dover is going to be over 200 students in a couple years, 3 or 4 years down the road. And we had a gentleman in the town who was an actuarian who works for insurance companies, I guess, life insurance companies. And he went and did a study over the last, and this just was Dover. He did a study, and he went back for like 20 years or 25 years. And he looked at the birth rates, and he looked at actual enrollments, and he found that the birth rates were really close to the actual enrollments. But he said what was funny was, because in the old days they used to list, like, if you were born, your name was in the town report.
Yep.
And if you died, your name was in the town report. And then at some point the government recommended just to give numbers, not to give actual names. But if you track that, he said it's really, really close, and it was like a 10% variance. But when you're talking 100 people, it's only 10 students. So it's interesting, and it'd be interesting to track this for the next few years. And again, it's not names, but just see how accurate the birth rates are. I know they were pretty accurate back when they built the addition, which was over 20 years ago now. But it would be kind of good to just see what the difference is, because then we could have an extra factor.
What was the peak? I mean, you said that one other person said 200. What was the peak?
Oh God, it wasn't even close. 140 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. The joke was that he was projecting, like, based on how he projected when you invested with them. If you give me $100, I'll make you $1,000. But he was. I mean,
Good optimism.
yeah. His didn't go back. He didn't do a historical thing. He was only looking at the last 5 years, and this guy actually went back further. And it would be kind of interesting for the two towns to go back since we formed. I mean, you got to take out COVID, because COVID gave us a bump. Yeah. But we also had a big bubble in Dover during 9/11, because a lot of people moved, wanted to get out of the city. So, but these numbers are a little scary.
I was at the Marlboro community meeting, not the ones this recently, but the ones in the fall, and they were talking about the Act 73 stuff, and there was a woman there who referenced actually it was one of the board members, it was Andrea, who was referencing the birth rates, how that they're at a really historic low across the country, and that Vermont's are one of the lowest in the country. And so that is consistent with what we're seeing around kind of stagnating or declining population.
It's hard to raise a family here, and it's hard to make a living. So
one of the oldest, if not the oldest, state
population.
Yeah. So
right, but Bob, I'm glad, because that means that you'll be able to fulfill your 512-year contract with us.
It's an exponential contract, apparently.
Right, it
Is
is.
the salary exponential too, or no?
No, it goes the other way.
Because the other way.
Yeah,
Kind of like
That's
our
why
enrollment
effectiveness will
rate,
go down.
right?
we don't want you to have to pay too much in
I
taxes.
appreciate that. It's very
We
generous.
think about you all the time.
Thoughtful.
So
So when we saw this, one of the things I guess that we wanted to make sure you guys were aware of, just thinking about this longer term, is my takeaway from this is that, you know, being in a district is quite fortuitous because you have two schools to be able to kind of balance that out versus what you see happening in Marlboro right now with one building and one school, not part of a larger district. They're struggling and they're talking about closing as a result. Whereas if particularly Wardsboro was by itself right now, it would really be a challenge.
It's been smaller than Wyndham when it closed.
I mean, Wyndham was 15 when they closed, but yeah, it's getting to that neighborhood. So yeah, so I just, it's the benefit of being in a district and having multiple schools to be able to balance that between. But that being said, obviously, as you guys develop the budgets and start thinking about things, you know, it's just something to have in your back pocket.
Okay. So you are gonna, we have talked about combining some stuff between the two buildings. So you're gonna present us with a budget on that.
Yep.
Come January.
January or the next meeting?
Well, next meeting, but we're gonna discuss it in January. You're gonna present it to us and we're gonna have discussions.
So we want the two budgets, both the next meeting, and then as we go into January, we'll be digging more into this.
Right.
Okay. So I'll make sure Heidi was taking notes on that part. So we're talking about two budgets, right, Heidi? Every district wants at least two.
So one of the things.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah, and again, they can be high level budgets to
Yeah.
start, and then we'll refine them. You don't have to get down into the ticky weeds yet.
Just to clarify, can I just ask, one as is and one with some of the combined things that you had requested before? Is that correct, Rich?
Because just looking at, I think, guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, board, you all, it's not me all, but, you know, we're looking at possibly in the next couple of years there being some pretty decent numbers in Wardsboro in the upper grade levels and not so much in the lower grade levels, but we can't combine, you know, we can't say, oh, wow, there's 3 in this one, you know, in first grade, and, you know, there's 2 in sixth grade, so let's combine those 2 grades. So we really should look at this. And is there a way to maximize, I mean, even, you know, with single grades in the Dover building, you know, you're looking at maybe 10 or 12 students. You're not looking at big classes. And, you know, I know that's very effective in the early years when we're trying to get students to learn how to read. But as they get older, I think sometimes they'll benefit a little better. But we can hear from Bob and the administrators, you know, what they think. I don't think anybody's quite ready to say let's close the building, but let's just see if we can combine some efficiencies. I think when we do our agenda planning with Bob, Kate, and I, we talked about maybe just because it's by the time we get to the town meeting with these or school district meeting, it's hard to really have some conversations and know what people are thinking. And we invite people to come year round, but they don't always come. So what I was thinking is maybe in January at each of our board meetings, before the board meeting, we can have an hour before the meeting and ask the school district moderator to come in. So it would be a moderated meeting. And just ask people, present the 2 budgets. We'll get them in December. We'll make sure they get circulated. And then in January, ask people, see what they think. And are there things that are very important to them that they wouldn't want to see? Maybe there's some things that we didn't see. And then we can hopefully finalize from them, get a lot of input so that we have good support at the district meeting. Is that okay with folks?
Sounds good to me.
So what is the difference between this is review again? What's the difference between the 2 budgets that's being created? I just wanted to.
So one was sort of the
What we have
status
now.
quo,
Well, we have ones we have now.
and one is with some consolidations.
Some
That's what we were charged with developing.
Okay.
So now we discussed at the last meeting. And then the enrollment numbers kind of drive that home.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be very, you know, in Wardsboro, when you look at the Wardsboro campus numbers, you know, you've got for the next few years, you have in pre-K, K, and 1,
Yeah.
very few students.
The map, obviously Wardsboro classes are combined. I'm wondering if we should go by classroom rather than just by grade level. Might be a little bit better way to.
But then you can't always combine.
I guess you can add the
That's
2.
what I was saying is if you
No, I mean the classrooms here in Wardsboro. To know how much we have per classroom might be
Yeah.
helpful too.
Because the classrooms here are combined already.
Yeah. So no, you're talking about class size. Of a
Yeah,
5,
just to get an
6
idea of class
gives you a better-
size,
yeah.
because that's really what Act 73 is focused on as well. We have to be aware of that, and there are limits that are already in place. I think it's starting. Is it starting next year?
It is.
Yeah,
I've had some conversations with the AOE about this. It's incredibly frustrating to develop a budget where you're supposed to be thinking about class sizes, minimum class sizes, when the rules for how those will be implemented won't be out until August.
Right.
So, and because sparsity is one of the key factors, or small but by necessity is one of those big factors. The state board, I think, is doing.
And they haven't
on that
decided
piece.
even what that is
We
yet.
don't, that has to be defined until August, and so
Okay,
it's hard to
so-
really know.
right.
What we do know is that you can't have more than 2 grades together.
Yes.
That
Mhm.
part was in the law,
Right.
and it doesn't include pre-K and K. So
Yeah.
And-
Okay.
and- but again, you can't also, your two smallest groups may be on
Yeah.
either end
But
of the
it's good.
spectrum.
Yeah, it's good to know both. I
Yeah.
think I don't know. But yeah.
the principals and I have already been talking about some of the consolidation possibilities, and we'll be ready to present something.
Okay.
To you guys, so.
And again, that's why I think, Dwight, it's important to put it out there before we actually decide which way what we want to present to the voters, to get input from both. And we'll do it in both towns like we do our pre-meetings. Like this year we're in Dover, so the required pre-meeting is going to be will be in Wardsboro.
Okay.
So, but again, yeah, I think it's good to let's hear from the public, because things are, even the numbers in Dover are much smaller than
Yeah,
we've
no,
seen
it's
in a long
definitely, we
time.
have to really focus on this for sure.
So in both buildings, and I don't know where everybody's going. So
I don't know.
so if everybody's okay with that, Kate and Meredith, go ahead.
So I think it's just really important to talk, just to say to the community, so that, if somebody's just getting a little quick synopsis of this meeting, that, we are looking at our enrollment numbers, and we're having proactive conversations about what this means for the 2 campuses over the next couple of years, because we're seeing declining enrollments overall across the thing. And we're looking at some tiny class sizes. So we're making conversations happen in regards to what we can do for our community. And it's important that if the community has thoughts, that they review the data, and that they come to the meetings that we're looking at doing in January and February. Is that
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that we can present a budget in April that, it's kind of been vetted more than just by the board and the few people that come to the meeting.
because I think one thing that I feel really strongly about is that, I have thoughts, I have feelings about it, but I think we need to make sure we're doing what's right for the community, with the community, and making it a collaborative decision, and making sure that everybody has a voice in this. So,
And the community's going to tell us what the right thing is, what
Yeah,
they want.
true.
I'm just hoping we can get input from them before we have to get input at the annual meeting. Because it's hard to make changes at the annual meeting, to make bigger changes.
Yeah.
And there may not be any changes. I mean, it could maybe go just the way it is. And again, the problem with these small numbers is couple families could move into one of the towns, over Christmas vacation, and all of a sudden our numbers look really good for the next few years. So.
yeah, it's really funny when you realize that, when you have 45 kids, that 4 kids, 4.5 kids is 10% of the population.
Right. So a family moves in with 4 or 5 students, and wow, we've had a 10% increase. On the same
Yeah.
token, 4 or 5, family moves out with 3 or 4 students, and
Yeah, and you have a couple of kids here in Wardsboro too who were tuition students from West River who after 5th grade will be returning to Leland grade for 6th.
Right.
So there's some
and you
decline
figured
in
that into your
those are
numbers.
based in the calculations as well. Yep.
Okay. Is everybody good with that? Is there any other? I'm sorry, Meredith. We got Kate. Meredith or Mike?
Good.
Thank you,
That sounds
Meredith. Mike.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you guys are both good. Now,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Why don't we hold for 1 second, because we did have some people come in. Excuse me. Alan, do you have anything as members of the public?
Nope, just listening.
Okay, thank you, sir. Rebecca?
No, I have nothing.
Thank you. Anne Marie?
No, thanks. Just listening.
Okay, thank you. Bob, you sent out your cabinet report?
Sure did. Yeah, and I basically was highlighting the recent work of the SU board in approving the SU budgets. We tried to keep those budgets as reasonable as we could while combining 4 into 2. We have some FTE reduction in some places, and then some special ed stuff that was thrown in as well. There were increases, but overall, it's the decrease in the federal funding that's the biggest driver as far as the increase in the percentage of the assessments that will affect the districts. So I think the MTSS budget was 4 or 5%, right? And the Super's budget was 10%, but that was including some people moving in. So yeah, I mean it was a lot, but we got it passed. There's some fund balance being utilized, but we look forward to seeing how it will play out for folks. And as I mentioned to the SU board that night, it's not stopping us from continuing to look for more efficiencies, particularly in the MTSS budget. Jen is working really hard with the new directors there to kind of see what's out there and try to figure out how to make things smoother. So that's what we're doing.
So this is the first time in several years that we actually, for the main budget, it used to be the superintendent's budget, we're actually taking some fund balance and using it to buy that rate down. And we've been buying the rate down on the MTSS budget for several years, but we're going to be kind of at the end of our...
Yeah, it's not that far out at this point. So,
but it still drives me up a wall that we're getting more and more needs, and the way the state is doing it is saying we're only going to give you this amount of money. So what if we just said we're only going to spend the money you gave us? Then they would say that we're not treating, we're not looking out for the students.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it is kind of a double-edged sword. So, and I understand that everybody's got budget constraints and budget issues, but it kind of keeps getting pushed down, it seems.
yeah, and they keep pointing to the staffing ratios in Vermont as being one of the higher, and saying that we are too heavy in those areas.
But the MTSS is what kills me, because that's when you look at what those expenditures and what we buy actually is it has nothing to do with ratios. It has stuff. It's required by the IEPs, and
vast majority of that is IEP services. But there's ways to do things more efficiently, and if you write IEPs differently, you have more flexibility, and so there's things that can be tweaked. I'm confident that we're gonna make some adjustments as this goes on. Like I said, we've already seen some adjustments. The principals have called for adjustments, and we're working together as a leadership team to figure stuff out. So, but yeah, that was really my highlight. And you can see the only person you're not going to see from in here is Greg. He was a couple weeks off, and so second half of the month is when I usually have them write the reports, and I didn't catch him before he left for vacation, so he's got nothing new in this. But he was up here today, I know.
He was.
Checking out the shed.
Yes.
Some sort of a
The
septic
gray water.
The gray water.
I called it something different by accident.
So he's back today, and he's already hopping. So yeah, happy to take any questions folks have with that. But.
You good?
You
That's
good?
Yeah.
Lee, you're all set. I know. See.
Should we remind you of somebody? Is it like someone in your past?
No, it's Eli rhymes with Levi, and I'm always, when I look at him, I think of Elton John for some reason.
Which is
And
Levi.
then his song
It's
Levi.
Levi.
And so I get it wrong, but it begins with an L, and I know it's Eli, so I kind of put the two together. Now you know where my head goes.
Is it the sparkly clothes you're wearing?
It must be.
No, he's an artist,
Well, sure.
and,
That's right.
and so is Elton John.
That's true.
Heidi, Kate. Okay, thank you. Meredith, you all set? Thank you. Mike?
All good.
Okay, I was really hoping we were gonna play Stump the Superintendent tonight, but I guess not. So we gotta go try stumping some principals, so go ahead, away team. What do you got for us, Trace? Anything?
Teachers had professional development last Monday and Tuesday. We had a day of EL and a day of equity. I particularly loved the day of equity. I thought it was really great. Although I wish some of my teachers got to participate in some of the ones I got to participate in, but I hopefully will get them the next time around. The Dover School Club is helping us with our annual winter craft extravaganza. It's one of my favorite times of the year because it has paint and glitter. Not really, but they're being gracious, helping teachers to plan it and put on, because the kids love to do it. So it's one less thing off of teachers' plates, which I was super thankful for. We have a middle school information night coming up for potential middle schools for folks to go to on December 9th. On December 8th, I scheduled with Harry, I believe her name is Carrie, for the stormwater walkthrough. I sent you all an invite in case you wanted to come. And then, of course, we have all invite you. You're all invited on the 10th at noon for our community feast. Kathleen is going to make us a lovely turkey dinner with all the fixings. So please come and join us. That is all that's happening in Dover. All
That's
good
all?
things.
Is it snowing in Dover yet? That's the question.
No, it's very cold, but no snow yet.
Yeah, it's supposed to get in single digits tonight. How's the Electric Avenue bus going in the cold, though? Because we've had a few cold days. Is he finding any less performance?
I haven't asked him. But it goes every morning, and generally he will. It depends on what's happening at recess time. Sometimes he'll come and plug it back in and take it the afternoon route. I know the diesel bus went out this afternoon because he wanted to make sure that it got run because it's been cold for a few days. So
Good. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. This is you guys have anything?
On
Oh,
a related note, is the old bus still here?
yeah, we're
The
gonna
very
use
old
it
bus?
for a drill.
Oh, you are? Okay, that's right. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
I'm trying to get Rescue Inc.
Gotcha.
to set up a
I knew there was something,
community-wide
but I couldn't remember
drill.
what it was. Yeah. All right.
Hey, listen, we got 2 extra buses, so I mean, like, maybe it could be like a double drill.
No, we'll do one. You want to keep that other bus in case the Electric Avenue bus battery freezes up. Remember, it hasn't gotten cold yet,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Are you all set?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
good.
You guys are all set?
Yep.
Kate's shaking her head yes. Meredith, you have anything? Or Mike? No, Meredith is good. Mike?
I'm all set, thank you.
Look at that. We're not stumping you tonight, Tracy. We got one chance left.
Easy peasy. All right. Well,
Lemon pleasy.
ditto what Tracy said. We enjoyed our PD right before Thanksgiving break. A lot of good information. We are also inviting Wardsboro families to come to the middle school informational night to preview what's available for everyone. We had Spirit Week right before Thanksgiving break, so the kids always enjoyed that, and they earned their all-school celebration, which was an all-school kickball game,
Oh.
kids against adults.
How'd you do?
Who won?
Well, we were outnumbered a little bit, and we weren't keeping score, which the older kids were not crazy about. But we held our own. I found that we have some pretty competitive adults in this building. So it was a lot of fun. The kids had a great time. The other thing that happened right before is Dover came over to Wardsboro for a band practice together. So that was fun to see a larger group of kids.
On the
Because
electric
it's
bus?
hard. No, parents brought them over after
So
school.
it was after school?
Yep. And I guess they're alternating between buildings. But it was nice to see a more robust band than just a few kids. I think that's always helpful. Let's see, we have 2 students presenting to the Rotary Club on the 3rd about the circus. So they've been working on doing a slideshow and figuring out the history and how long it's been coming. Let's see. We're working on our coaching, our PBAS, conscious discipline. We have 2 staff members go to a UFY-PD, working on learning walks. We're busy. Lions Club was here doing vision screening. So, yeah, it's been a busy week, and we were off for.
It's only been one day.
I know, right? So, anyway.
Cool.
That's it over here in Wardsboro.
Meredith or Kate, anything? Mike?
I appreciate that, like, the Dover crew came over to the Wardsboro building for band practice. I know in previous years it's always been at one campus, so I thought it was really neat that they're alternating this year between both campuses for practice. I know it's a lot on all the parents, so that's awesome that they're sharing it.
Thank you. Meredith, you all set?
I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, I'm good. What kind of instruments are we talking?
Oh, well, there's always a lot of percussion. There was some trumpets and trombones. You can always hear the brass, and a couple squeaks from clarinets. It's always fun watching them. I'm a parent of a musician, so it's always fun watching the process. Or actually hearing the process.
I
Definitely.
think Mike want to come over and play drums.
You might want to.
Hey.
You guys?
What's a STEAM art electric program?
Oh, that's our next mega project. So last year we had the smart lamps, and this year we're doing art electric. So it's stepping up, especially for the older kids learning how to code better.
Yeah.
To get more sound and visual effects from their projects. So we're just starting that.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, we're excited.
Thanks.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got 2 things for you.
Okay.
Number 1, what's the thing about the baseballs out on the board? As you come in around the corner on the right-hand side, there's something about somebody's baseballs. And they got like boxes or squares and figures and...
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's good, I stumped you.
Stumped. You did.
No idea. You have to show me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I noticed on your CIP goals, you actually got something checked and crossed off.
Well, that was just the master schedule, right?
Yeah.
So it's done.
Congratulations.
It's done. It's
You're
all.
welcome.
Thank
Cross
you
it
for
off.
getting something done. No,
I like to check things off my list.
So
yeah.
has it scheduled though? Is it helped? Have you
It's been
seen?
tricky just this year because we have the math class,
Mhm.
the math interventionist. So that's just a new layer of kind of getting used to. And even though it seems like we have more scheduling options, it's actually harder because you have less flexibility.
Right.
But Miss Bills is really enjoying math. She's very good at it. She's very passionate, and it shows with the kids. And it's a load off the other teachers not having to teach another grade level in the class.
Okay.
So we'll see what our scores is like.
One more question, Rich. The middle school. Are there? Oh, it's in Dover. Maybe it's a Dover question. Do we know what schools will be there at the?
Oh shoot! I was gonna print out that
Maybe-
list.
maybe-
I think
maybe
Tracy, maybe you can help me. I think Brattleboro will be there. There was about
Is it a
12
great
invited, but I'm not sure if they'll all come.
Yeah.
Leland and Gray, I think.
Tracy, could you have that with you? Go ahead.
There's like 10 or 12, I think.
Really?
I gotta get back to it. Hold on.
We have Leland and Gray, Twin Valley Middle High, Brattleboro area middle school, Manchester Elementary and Middle School, Putney Central School, SMS. Oh, I can't remember. What is that? I don't know.
Stratton Mountain School.
Stratton Mountain School, yes. And Maple Street School and the Long Trail School.
Wow. You giving out free donuts that night? That's great.
Well, those were all invited. I'm not sure if Lori was trying to.
Oh,
get
they're the
them
ones invited.
confirmed
Okay,
or
okay.
something, yeah.
I see.
Yeah, there's a couple other schools that are coming, but they're not on the approved list, and so we're going to be very gentle about making sure that we hand something to parents that say these are, if you choose to have your child attend this school, it is not on the approved list for tuition. So we didn't want to discourage them from coming, but so that parents had lots of options, but we want to make it very clear that some of the folks that aren't going to be there are not on the approved tuition list.
That's great. Thank you. Wow.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy. We tried to stump you, but I guess it didn't work. If everybody's good with our principles, we're gonna go spend some money, folks. It's not Black Friday. It's pay warrant Monday. So we got 3 pay warrants, which really isn't too bad. I mean, we're spending under $500,000. Yay! Yeah.
I thought pay 27 was approved last week.
I think so too, because we only did 2 this time, didn't we, Kate, today?
We just did 2, and I thought that it was also approved last time, but maybe it didn't quite make it, so we can.
Kate moved pay warrant 27, the amount of $388,636.83. So it's the
Cool.
same number, so we're all good. Meredith actually seconded the motion, and after Kate made it, and it passed unanimously. Good catch, folks.
Nice.
So would somebody like to move the other
Just
2?
saved almost $400,000.
That's pretty good.
I would like to make a motion to approve pay warrant number 29 in the amount of $2,997.85 for the credit cards, and then pay warrant number 30 in the amount of $62,032.
Second to that, anybody?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Meredith. See, now when you do your minutes, you don't have to change a lot. Just 2 numbers. And yeah, it's under $65,000, folks. Or no, just under 65,000. This is a banner time, Heidi. You won't get writer's cramp. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It appears to be a unanimous decision in the affirmative. It is. So, now, Bob, I lost my other piece of paper, dude. There we go. Okay, is there any other, is there any new business from anybody? Anything we missed? I don't think.
I forgot to mention something during Act 73. Really good. So I went to my first VSBA meeting, and like any good meeting, I was put on a committee. So more meetings. So
You don't have enough to
yeah, I don't have enough. So that was great. So anyway, the VSBA at the meeting came up with kind of like a guideline. Maybe Bob, maybe you saw this of the things they want to present to the legislature to focus on during mergers and this kind of thing, which was great. It kind of outlines the things that we're most concerned about. And then I was put on the legislative committee, which meets tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then that we're going to work on how to present those things to the legislature. So it's fun. So we'll see how it goes. But I'd like to present, maybe after next meeting, I'll show you guys what we did and how it went.
That seems like a pretty prestigious committee. For the first
Right?
time,
You know, maybe I came across, I don't know.
Maybe it's too much work. And
This guy's got time on his hands. Yeah.
I don't know. I think the legislative committee sounds pretty
It sounded pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes. But anyhow, that's tomorrow. I'll fill you guys in how that all goes.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we have under consent agenda the minutes of the 11/17/2025. If nobody has any objections, and we know it's right because we all remember doing the pay warrants. So without any objections, we'll accept and approve the 11/17/25. I have no correspondence. Oh. You steal that for a second. Like this.
He went through my desk to find a good.
Okay, so other than that, I think Bob is going to be upset because we've only been in a session for 40 minutes. But I have nothing else. I don't see anybody new on the screen. Is there anything anybody else wants to do for?
Can I tell you guys that school, we have our first snow day tomorrow?
Is it official?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got
Bob
a
sent it
text
out at
message.
6 o'clock.
You're welcome.
It's exciting.
I think you guys are going to, with this one in the beginning of December, you guys are going to be going to school through July, I think. But hey, what do I care?
My daughter, who's a senior in high school, says take as many snow days as you want this year because graduation's already set. Her year ends when graduation happens, so she's hoping for as many as possible. But
It's supposed to be pretty big, so we'll see. Maybe it's the right call.
Yeah.
Every SU has called it.
They called it right.
Yeah, all of Wyndham County's closed tomorrow.
It's only like 4 to 7 inches.
Well, it could be more like 7 to 12, depending on
Yeah.
the part. Like, it kind of goes up, but it seems like the Marlboro, Dover side might not be as high as the Wardsboro, Townsend side. Could be higher. It's deeper. I mean, not higher.
Sure, why?
You know, we seem to get a little more here.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, it's interesting. So it's the way it was tracking.
Yeah, and you know what? It could blow away and you can get nothing.
Yeah.
So, hey folks, I know you're all going to hate this, but can I look for that motion we always do at the end of a meeting that everybody, except for Bob, seems to really look forward to?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second to that?
Second.
Eli's got it.
Eli seconds it. There's no discussion allowed, but all those in favor say aye.
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 Appears to be a unanimous decision in the affirmative. It is. I'm sorry, guys, that we're done so soon. It really breaks your heart, I know. But yeah, that's what I got. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks in Dover. Maybe we'll get cookies there.
I got the